Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of NKY-RC. On today's video we're going to talk about the Rlaarlo XTSS10. I got a roller, and so I ordered this car on November 29th on pre-sale day, and it just arrived January 14th. I was hoping to get it by Christmas, but apparently like 79 cars got held up in customs. This isn't a bash video on Rlaarlo. It was out of their hands. They were in contact with me the whole time, so everything was great there. But I just kind of wanted to go over some of the flawed designs that they did on this car, and some things that I've ran into. And if you're buying a roller, then you might have these issues. And if you want to do your own thing on it, you might have these issues. First off, if you're looking for some aftermarket wheels, Red Spider, you can find them on eBay. They're like 75 millimeter wheels. They do fit. I haven't put the dust covers in for the body yet, so I'm not sure if they fit with that, but without them they do fit. Everything does turn. So a couple things. If you're wanting to upgrade, even with one of their pinions that they give you, the cover is no longer going to fit because it's too short, and it's going to start rubbing on the inside of here. I've tried it, it doesn't work. Maybe somebody will come out with a 3D print, but for now I guess I'm just going to have to leave it off. Another thing, if you're wanting to put your own servo in and use their servo mount, you're going to have some issues. One of the issues is trying to figure out how to do it. And getting everything right and getting all that right. But then you're going to put it on there and you're going to be like, man, my servo horn arm is hitting on this. Like this. You're going to be like, what? It's hitting on there. Guys, you got to set your endpoints or you're going to fry your servo. And it's just going to rip all this out of there. It's going to rip through your plastic. It's going to be bad. How you know when it's set correctly, the most throw you're going to get out of this is when this linkage is hitting on your sway bar link. That's when you know you're at max. So you're going to want to adjust it back so it's maybe touching it or barely touching it or just right before it touches it. That's going to be the max throw you're going to get out of it. Now, I haven't run the car to see what that looks like, but I would assume that's probably about max. And then you're not going to have, then your arm's not going to be hitting no more back there. You're going to be good. So you're going to have to set that. Now on my radio link, that looked like 49 and 42 for the endpoints. If your radio doesn't have that, maybe get a new radio. Maybe just turn down the steering door rate a little bit. I don't know. Now another thing, when you're doing that, Rlaarlo said that the lighting system for the lights on the car would work with a few third-party PPW, PPM protocol receivers. Well, this happens to be one that has it. The Radiolink R7FG. It's got gyro. It's got all that good stuff. As you can see, it's got, PPM, PPW, PWM, whatever, S-Bus. Kind of all new to me. It is in the manual. Look it up. So in there, channel 6 is PPM, which is what Rlaarlo says will work on. Make sure your receiver's on blue and purple, and that will be that. I'm still trying to figure out on the radio how to get it all to work, but I can say that using that receiver, I do have all the lights. All the lights do work, except I can't get the headlights to turn on. I've got running lights, all the steering work, reverse lights, all that. Now the backfire light, I'm not exactly sure how that was supposed to work, but if I hit the brake it'll backfire. I thought it was if you let off the gas it's supposed to do the backfire light, but yeah, that'll work. Now the biggest issue that I will say is wanting to put your own ESC and motor in and run a big battery. I don't like to only have 10 minutes of run time. I mean, I guess I could have 1,000,000 batteries charged up. You know, they're 2200 3S battery, and put it in there normally. Maybe have 5 of them and keep switching batteries. Or I know some guys have figured out a way to get a little bit bigger battery in there. But I like to run long 5200 batteries. I've got some charging up right now. We're going to take this thing out in a little bit, but anyway, so to do that, the manual kind of gives you a picture, and that's it. So when you get the car, it's going to have these little pads in it, and they're going to give you some extra ones. You're going to rip these out. Rip them out with whatever you got, a flathead screwdriver or something, get them out of there. Gonna have a little bit of sticky left there. Yeah, it is what it is. I could have cleaned it up a little better. And then in the pack, you're gonna see these. You're gonna have two like this. The ones that have a hole in it are gonna go through this side, as you can see. And then the ones that don't have a hole are gonna go on the other side of the body. And those holes for these are gonna be exposed after you rip off these little cushions. And then you're gonna put your battery in long ways. You know, it's going to fit. Bam, bam. You got all that room to run battery. Now, here's the second problem. Rlaarlo was kind. They gave us a nice little flat mounting spot for the SC right here. You'll see it. And you know, you could put a receiver up there. You can put whatever you want up there. Yada, yada, yada. I happen to mount mine on top of the Servo because that's all about the space I had left. So yeah, you know, put your ESC up there, got your motor in, you're like, great, cool. Then you go to throw your body on. It's not going to fit. So then you got to cut into your display, cut into your dudes. You're going to have to cut a big giant hole in the back. It's kind of a flawed design from Rlaarlo. You know, they're the ones who put the mounting plate there. They should have kind of thought about how high an ESC sits up. Is it a big deal? No, not really. I mean, I was going to take this out and kind of paint the little dudes and get some more detail in there, but now I'm kind of like, whatever. You know, is it the end of the world? No, it's fine. It's an RC car. It's meant to be run. It's not going to be sitting on the shelf for me anyway. It's beautiful. The decals, I didn't even worry about their decals. I just went ahead and ordered a set from Killer Bodies. They have a Subaru Killer Body, and you can get the decal kit if it's still available. It's like 20 or 30 bucks on eBay. I think people are finding them out on AliExpress, whatever. And yeah, you can get that. Looks a lot better than the other ones, I think. So yeah, let me throw this body on and I'll show you what it looks like that way. I'm still not sure if the ESC is going to have enough heat dissipation to be able to operate without going in the thermal mode with the body on and not having any holes. So I might have to cut out a hole in the window. Don't know. Figure that out. All right. So with the body on, like I said, the wheels do fit without the inner fenders in. I'm not sure if they will with it. There you can get. Oh, maybe we got a little rub. All right, maybe I lied. A little trimming, not much. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, the lights do work. Like I said, I can't get the headlights on and I can't turn them off. I haven't figured that out yet. rcplates.com if you want your own custom plate. Those take like a month to get to you, but they are awesome quality. Very nice. He does anything you want, any state, any country, whatever. You know, as you can see, the lights are on. But it seems like whenever I hit the reverse, that's when the backfire is coming on. So maybe I just need to. So it looks like the reverse light and the backfire light might be swapped around. So maybe I just need to get another one. Yes, that's the gas. But everything else does work. So yeah, it's just a little rant from me on the Rlaarlo XTSS10. Come back a little bit later. I'm gonna try to get outside. It is like 20 degrees outside, but I might try to get out there and run this bad boy. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more content. I do have a Paul Walker Supra build coming in here soon. Waiting on all the parts to come in, and we'll get to building that. And yeah, see you on the next one. Thanks.